have these flannel scraps here, and today we'll be making hand sewn coasters. Okay, so every morning when I have my coffee, I spill. So I'm gonna make myself some coasters which I can throw in a washing machine when they're dirty and not use the paper towels. Okay, so fabric selection. Okay, I have a bunch of scraps, but because coffee stains fabric, so I will go with these darker ones. If you want, you can go with light ones, whatever you want, but I will go with this so I don't see the stains on it so much. Alright, let me iron this and then we'll begin. Okay, so I'll be making two kinds of coasters today, one rectangle one and one round. So let's do the rectangle. This is my top fabric, this is my middle and bottom fabric. We will need 3 layers, okay? You can use the same fabric, but I'm using scraps, so it will be different on the inside, but it doesn't matter. Okay, let's cut the rectangle one. Okay, if you have a salvage on your fabric, you want to cut it off. You can use a rotary cutter or just scissors, just like me here. Okay, let's cut this off. That's cut off. Now to make my rectangle, I'm just going to fold the fabric. Okay, just match the edges, so it's kind of even. Doesn't have to be super even, but if you want it super even, you can. So now I'm going to cut the remaining fabric off. Okay, alright, that's good. Okay, it's folded in half. What I will do now is cut the folded edge, and you'll see later why. I just do it like this. Like I said, if you want, you can measure it, but this is supposed to be pretty quick, right? Okay, so here is my middle. Okay, and I have a salvage here. Let's see. I want to cut that salvage off, just like so. Off. Oh, it's not even, but it doesn't matter because this fabric is on the inside and you can always leave an edge. Alright, so okay, kind of measure it up. If it's a little bit bigger, if it's peeking out a little, it's not a big deal. You'll see. Alright, so that will be bottom, top, and I'm cutting my middle piece right now. Turn it like that. Oops, there we go. Actually, this is pretty long. Nah, I'll leave it that long. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll trim it a little. Yeah, I'll trim it a little. Okay, so if it's too long for you, just trim it a little. I'm just eyeballing everything. Okay, yeah, that's better. Alright, so now I will open my top and bottom. Right, it's my bottom fabric, top fabric. This way it could be reversible. And I need a middle fabric. In like traditional coasters, people put the cotton batting in here, but I'm not a big fan of that. So this is the sandwich. Okay, now you pin it. Don't pin it all the way to the edge, just pin it a little bit further from it. It's much easier to do it that way. Okay, pins, pinning it. Alright, now I will hand sew this one Actually, I might do this one on a sewing machine. But now, let's get to the round one. That is ready. Okay, round one. Okay, we need 3 layers. So I have this plate here, what I made in 2018. Is my signature. I don't know if you can see it. It's the little butterfly. So, oh wait, we can layer this up. So this is the middle. If you don't have really good scissors, or if your hands are not strong enough, cut this separately. You know, not all layers at the same time like I will do it. Okay, so this one can be bottom, right? This one can be bottom, and I need some on top. Here we go. Alright, so that's my sandwich. Now we need chalk or crayon or something. We got a blue one right here. Let's trace this. I think it might work. If it doesn't, I'll use a crayon. I mean pencil crayon. I don't mean like a wax crayon, right? Because you do not want to do that. Yeah, it's pretty visible. Now, once you have that traced, this is a neat trick. Just pin it, right? Pin it in a circle. Just, you don't have to put a lot of pins. 3-4 pins will be enough, but this will keep your fabric together. It will not shift. Alright, and now we cut. Now I like to cut just a little bit outside the circle, like a 1/4 inch, but you don't have to if your plate is big enough. You know, if your circle is big enough, then you don't have to. Let me cut this, and let's actually measure it. What's the diameter of it? Alright, that is cut. It's not super round, but I know there's tools for that if you want it super even and round. Okay, now I'm looking for my oh, here it is. Okay, so let's just measure. So the diameter of this is what? 5 3/4 of an inch. Okay, on this one. Oh wow, didn't know it was that big. Okay, but that's fine. That's a perfect size actually, because we'll be doing stuff with the edges there. Okay, so that's done. Now we'll sew it. Okay, for the hand sewing. Oh, hold on, I forgot my thread. I have to go grab it quickly. Okay, I have my thread. I doubled it in my needle. Okay, I'm using yellow thread just for demonstration purposes. If you doing it for yourself, you want to match your thread to your fabric. Okay, make a knot at the end, and okay, I think this is called whip stitch. I'm not 100% sure, but it's just like a basic sewing stitch. Okay, and you want to start I don't know if you can see the line where I traced it, or start sewing about, I don't know, 1/2 inch from your cutting line. Okay, so I'm starting right there. Okay, and now I pulled my thread through, right? This is a knot, this is a here, and we go in the back of the thread, and then we go in the front of the thread. Okay, well, can you see that? See the needle? And you pull through. I'm pretty sure most people know how to do this stitch. Right, now you could be very neat with it and go right at the end of this stitch, okay, or top of this stitch, and out again in front of the thread. But see what I mean? It kind of is going to look like sewing machine did it, but if you you know, don't care, then it doesn't have to be that neat. Okay, and you keep sewing all the way around the circle. Okay, and like I said, okay, you don't have to be super neat. You can have gaps. Okay, see, it's no big deal. You can make a bigger stitch, especially like if you're showing it to your kids or something, they will not probably be so neat. See what I mean? You can sew it in a way that it has gaps. It's no big deal. It's only up to you if you want to be super neat or do you mind the gaps or not. Okay, so I should probably mention that if you don't want your knots on this side, on the wrong side, you can just hide them in here. Okay, see? Just go through there and then put all your layers together and stitch them. Okay, that's only if you bat it by the knots. And you can do the same thing with tying off the thread at the end. When I get to the end, I will show you. Okay, so I'm at the end here. Okay, this is my last stitch. So this is what you do. You open the two top layers and stitch through them like so, and then you catch the bottom layer like so. Oops, came out. Come on, cooperate. There we go. And the layer above, make a loop and tie her off. I hope you could see that. Okay, once more. You don't need to do it twice. I'm just doing it to demonstrate. Do that through the bottom layer, then through the middle layer. There we go. Alright, make a loop, go through the loop, and pull tight. And it's done. Cut off your thread, pull out your pins if you haven't done that already, and then we'll do the edge. Okay, so on this round coaster, you don't have to do anything to the edge. Okay, all you have to do is chuck it in the washer and let the edges fuzz out, and it's gonna look nice and fuzzy, something like on the chenille blanket. Okay, so I sewed the rectangle coaster on a sewing machine because it was much faster for me, but you can still do it by hand. Same principle, just like with the circle, you just do it in a rectangle or square or whatever you're making. Okay, now I started pulling the threads. Okay, oh yeah, I should mention, sew it at least half an inch away from the edge. Okay, so we have a nice fringe. So you can grab these threads right here and they will pull out nicely. Okay, when your edge is not even, it will be harder, but don't start at the top, start at the middle, and that way you will pull the shortest threads. Okay, see, they will pull out. Sometimes it needs a little muscle, but they will pull out. And if you don't want to do it by hand, just throw it in a washing machine and it will fray nicely, like on the old ripped up jeans. You know how it gets nicely fringed. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned that in the beginning, I don't think so. Make sure you use cotton. I used cotton flannel. Okay, you don't have to use flannel, but I like the absorbency and the softness of it, and I have a lot of scraps. So, because polyester and polyester blends do not absorb that well. Okay, if you spill, it will kind of stay on top and it's not gonna suck into the fabric. But in the cotton, if you're using cotton, it will suck nicely in. Anyway, that's it for today. Here we go. We have coasters we made. Very simple. Like I said, easy even for kids or somebody who's got problem with hands. It's not difficult and they can still make stuff. And there we go. We made coasters. A round one and a rectangle one. A little mug rug. Okay, I'm gonna finish up pulling the threads. Thank you for watching, and until next time, happy crafting!